Hello and welcome along. Today on Lawfolds, we are going to be heading out and seeing if we can do a mission. There's a couple of fields of canola that I think we can go and do. So, without further ado, we'll jump in the landy and head out. I've chosen canola because we then not looking to do our baler following us, because obviously it doesn't create any bales or it doesn't create any straw. But we want to help out all the rest of the farmers around here, so that's what we're going to do. A little bit squirrely because we went around the corner a bit fast. But the two fields we are doing, I think, is 21 and 22, which are at the top of this road here. They're not too big. We're going to do 22 first. Yeah. Sorry, we're going to do 21 first. Which is that one there. And then 22 is just over the brow of this hill. Is there. So, yeah, these are the two fields we're going to have a go at today. See if we can get both of them done. We're going to do 21 first because we want to have a look and see. Oh, we'll turn this off. We're going to have a look and see if we can get 21 done, and if we have enough time left to do 22. So we've got a good choice of combines. 19,000, 17,000. So 19,000 or 21 with the... Yeah. We'll do... There we go. We'll use the case axle flow. Perfect. So very similar to the combine we actually have on this map. We will see how long this takes us. This field actually is fairly big, but we should be alright. And that's why we've chosen to do the bigger field first. Because if we don't get through both of these, then that is absolutely fine. And off we go. So not having to worry about a tractor or anything is quite useful. We will just crack on with the field and try and get this cut as quickly as we can. Yeah, and then we're on a harvesting mission today. There are a lot of fields and a lot of missions on this map that can aid us in our winter preparations. So we're gonna take full advantage of that. We want to do as many of these missions really as we can, and try and get as much money in as we can. This may take us this episode because it's giving us 54 minutes to do it, and it's normally you can normally do these missions in about half the time. That's fine. If we only have this this episode, then that is absolutely fine to me. We will earn a good amount of money from doing it, and it'll be about right. Also makes this field a perfect candidate for buying at some point, because if you can do that if you can do it in about 30 minutes, then that is absolutely perfect. I think looking at the stats, tomorrow's episode we're going to be doing more work with the animals. Our pigs are in need of feeding, and we do need to do our silage for our cows. So we will take a look at that, I think, in tomorrow's episode, and see what we can do about that. And then we do have a lot of bales to stack and and sell as well. So we'll see about doing some of that maybe in Wednesday's episode. Those are left over from the live stream, the last live stream, where we did a mission and went behind and bailed behind it. And we should get a lot of money for those, but we do need to get them stacked on a trailer. What I'm thinking is of possibly hiring a dolly or a lorry and a large bale trailer to do all those, because we are getting... Well, I'm doing that off at the moment. I'm stacking those off camera. I've got 2 stacks already, and I'm nowhere... Yeah, and I have tons left in the field. That is going to be... We're going to get a lot of money's worth of bales off that. Maybe the same again as we got paid for doing the actual mission. In fact, you can see up there, the Massey Ferguson currently is loaded with 16 square bales. So those need fully collecting up and selling off, because we do have a lot of bales already on the farm. But then we may need more straw through the winter, so I may hold on to a stack or 2 of those. There we go. So almost finished our first round of the field. Once we've gone up this side. And it's quite interesting how much of the field you finish just doing the headlands. It actually takes a huge amount out of the field just doing the headlands. Right, so that is what we do need to do. Is maybe when we're coming past our Land Rover here, we might try and get a screenshot of the combine and the Land Rover. That'd be quite good. Sort of position ourselves here. Where is it? There it is. There we go. That last bit probably wasn't the best. That should be a nice screenshot. Something good to work with there. We are almost a quarter of the way through the field. Certainly will be in a minute. We'll try to smooth that corner out and not doing as really that well at it, to be honest. Just looking at the grain of the field, how it's been planted, and it's across how we're going at the moment. So that is how we will do our end to end, and we'll do it. We'll start from the where the Land Rover is. To get that, I think we will go in cab for a bit. Look in the right place. Make sure that we can see our divider and that we're picking it all up. It is working very well, this. We are motoring through it. We're still not quite a quarter of the way through the field, though, which is a slight worry in with the amount of time we have. Unless the timers have got very more accurate in the new patch. We are going to have to get. Well, we're in. I think we're in early. Yeah, we're still in summer at the moment on this map. So I'm not so worried about planting any radishes or anything yet. But we will want to, and we might get some of the new equipment to do that actually. Because there is a cultivator that plants oilseed radishes. Which I think would be quite useful on here. We've got enough power in our tractors to use it, so I don't see why not. The only thing of course, that we could do with is ploughing the fields first. But to be honest, we can always plough the radishes in. So that's not the end of the world. But yeah, a 50% increase in yield from those. So it's well worth doing, especially with the seasons mod. Especially as you can then you've then got the right setup for it. So cultivating those in works. Oh, yeah. Doing the field with those in works, I should say. It's also quite good because you can sow grass with it as well. So you could plough and then cultivate and sow grass with that. And that would be a nice little way to renew a meadow, to increase the yield of that. Yeah, I'm a little bit obsessed with the oilseed radishes at the moment. There we go. We're now a third of the way through. Probably about 10 minutes. So that's about right. That's not too bad. And even if it wasn't, there's not much I can do about it. We have to work our way through it. Right. Go in here. Giving it a bit of a guess. Actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. It's not very straight going in, I don't think, but we're all right. We can even that up over time. What I might do is turn on the GPS. Wait. And that'll help us along. So new and auto width. And onto it. There we go. That'll help keep us straight now. Which is very useful, especially for missions. Whoa. There we are. And what I want to do is I want to dial the speed for our turns down a bit. Take that down to about 8. There we go. That will help us. That will help us to get round the corners a bit quicker. And because we're doing the longer sides at the moment, it's that's going to help us a lot. I do like doing the harvest in this game. I really do. For me, it is the most realistic part. Even doing missions where you're not unloading. Just sitting in that cab makes, yeah, it just looks fantastic. Whoa. I had the wheel turned when I reset the GPS, that's why. Yeah, that's why we started to go wildly off course at the end of that. This is taking slightly longer than I'd expected. That's intriguing. I'm not sure why. It's. I mean, we could have used a bigger combine and got through the mission a bit quicker, admittedly. And I may have gone, oh, but I can get more money if I use the axle flow. That's okay. We're working our way through it, and it's working. We won't be doing Field 22 this episode though. Right, and back. Put that down. There we go. We're going to be about halfway through this field by the time we finish this row, which is excellent. It's taken us about 5 minutes to do about a sixth, which equals up, yeah, matches pretty much what I thought in that. Yeah, it's about a half-hour mission, which is, you know, fairly perfect for an episode of this. And a fairly good choice. Still lots to do, lots of other missions that need doing on here. We're going to break it up with animals and things like that, but we should be able to sort of keep going around the map for a while doing these missions. And helping our neighbours out, as that is our aim at the moment. One other thing I love about the missions on the map, or in the game at all, is the ability to do this. And a certain amount of realism to it. You know, doing a lot of contracting work, so... that is what we are doing, and none of the other farmers seem to be too worried about getting their crops up, so we'll help them out and and we'll take payment from them, and we'll take payment in bales from them as well for those fields that we can. I find it interesting. Some of these fields are really odd shaped, but what's actually been planted in them is still fairly square. So the field in front of us, what is that field? That is field 25. You can see it's kind of cut the corner where it's been drilled. Right, so I'm just going to get this tuft out. Not because we need it, but because it's annoying me. I picked up my header too early. There we go. So one more strip to do over there, and we are well past the halfway point now. I think this might actually be smaller than the combine we already have. I think this is the smaller of the two big cases. So yeah, that's why this mission is paying so much more. It's for that reason. Right, so we'll go and get that last strip. We can move a bit faster this time. I'm amazed I managed to judge that well. I'm getting better at that. Because I did that prior to us using the GPS, and yet that's a really good width to be getting. Does narrow a bit towards the end, so maybe my initial cutting it wasn't quite so straight. But you know, even at the worst that it's been, it's still fit the whole thing in the header. So about 2/3 of the way through the mission now. And it's yeah, it's looking really good. It's going nicely. So we'll go about 3 in. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and that means we're not turning too far. Get through the rest of this. Ready to lift the header. This is always the turn that's the hardest. It's always the sharpest. There we go. Wow, I'm quite pleased with that. That worked nicely. That worked really well. Yeah. Oh, wow. I was amazed I managed to get that turn in that well. Just coming out a little bit. Yeah, there we are. Still think I'm going to use the screenshot with the Land Rover. Or one of the screenshots with the Land Rover. I'm going to need to sort my screenshots out at some point because I have somewhere in the region of a gig or a couple of gig of them. And I think they store in 2 places as well. So I need to go through and just sort of clear out and try and sort it a bit, I think. Because it's going to get unwieldy. And at that point, it's going to cause problems. And I really should get some of them uploaded to Instagram. Because I take quite a few screenshots an episode. Probably somewhere in the between... I'd say between 1 and 10 screenshots an episode normally. So, getting some of those up and getting some of those done into a gallery, I think would be great. I'm going to upload them using my tablet or something like that, I think. So one more row here and we'll cut in again. Up. There we go. For those who don't know, Sandy Bay got delayed at the end of last week. It was originally, I think, going to be out on Friday, from what I heard, and wasn't. There is good possibility it's got released since I recorded this, because I am actually recording this on Friday. But yeah, the reason we are not doing Sandy Bay at the moment is because I don't think... Well, I was always planning to do this episode on Lawfolds. And then was going to do a first look on Sandy Bay tonight as a live stream. But I'm not, because I don't have it. Unless I do, of course, in which case that's what my live stream will be. Otherwise, we're going to be back on Chellington. Or we might be on Colborough. I haven't decided yet, because, of course, with everything, with the streams that I'm doing from my point of view and did over the weekend from your point of view, everything's a little bit topsy-turvy. We're more than 3/4 of the way through now. Which is fantastic. Then yeah, we are definitely only doing the one mission today. Round with the combine we go. course, the other thing is, speaking of the landy, is the Land Rover. I might get to spend some time on it over this, well, over the weekend that's just gone. It is nearing completion. It's got a couple of extra bits to be added to it, and then it should be ready. And it needs a bit of testing and things, so we'll see how we go. We'll see how it does. Let's go in cab for a bit, I think. Follow it from in here. Nice to have a bit of variety. There we are. Right. Did I miss a bit then? Oh, just a tiny bit. That's alright. We'll make one more cut in and at the end of this, and that will almost seal it, I think. Yeah, just over half, I think. Yeah, it took us about 5 minutes to get set up, 5 minutes to get to the field, I think, if I remember. And yeah, and then it's about a half-hour mission. Which has gone nice and smoothly, thankfully. There we are. What? Ah, I mispressed the button. The button to do the GPS. Look, it's the same button as does the engine start and stop. So if I don't press the right key with it, then it has an issue. Turns off the entire combine. I think we might have missed a bit at the end. Yeah, sort of swerving all over the place. That's okay. It's not a huge amount we missed, and on missions you can be a little bit, well, sloppy is not the right word, but a little bit less accurate. Because they go round with their combine afterwards and do a little bit of a clean up. A tiny slice of that pie is left. That will take us no time to finish this off. There we go. Right, so 1, 2, 3. There we go. Into the very big diagonal bit. Very big diagonal bit. Will this finish it? If this doesn't, then I think we'll go up the other row and leave this small slither in the corner. Because, yeah, that longer row will finish this off. And in. Wow, that the other side would have finished it off. There we go. So 22,000 and 6,000. So 28,000 for that. That is absolutely perfect. All that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please give us a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel. I will see you next time. Goodbye.